What has the official Labour Party response been to these resignations?
Well, morning to you, Belle. In public, I think the leadership is talking about its disappointment and pointing out the big gains that Labour made at the last election and saying that these MPs stood on a Labour manifesto and saying they should now resign and trigger by-elections if they no longer stand behind that manifesto. In private, though, I think you can assume the leadership is absolutely furious because this is a real kick in the teeth to the project, the Jeremy Corbyn project of taking the Labour Party farther to the left. But also because they know, despite those gains they made at the last election and despite the chaos that's currently engulfing Theresa May's Conservative Party, Labour is still significantly behind in the polls. And of course, to be criticised by your own is a special type of pain. And some of the strongest words came from defector Mike Gapes.
I am sickened that the Labour Party is now a racist, anti-Semitic party. I'm furious that the Labour leadership is complicit in facilitating Brexit, which will cause great economic, social and political damage to our country. Jeremy Corbyn and those around him are on the wrong side on so many international issues, from Russia to Syria to Venezuela.
The question is, will there be more? That warning to Jeremy Corbyn came from the deputy leader, Tom Watson, who comes from the more centrist faction of the party, saying that the leadership needs to listen more to its own MPs. And will their numbers be bolstered by disillusioned defectors from Theresa May's Conservatives? I think that is very possible, and it's something we'll be watching out for here in the coming days.
And of course, whatever happens, this has a huge effect on the Brexit negotiations. This is, of course, the opposition we're talking about. What implications do you think might we see immediately?
Well, as ever in these chaotic times, it's a little bit hard to calculate, but look at it this way. These MPs are trying to use the threat of defection as a way of forcing Jeremy Corbyn's hands to support a second referendum. Now that they've actually gone ahead and split, does it weaken their hand or perhaps strengthen it if the threat of more Labour defections is hanging over the leadership right now? But of course, control of the direction of the Brexit process still rests with Theresa May. Might she lose a handful of disillusioned Remain supporting Conservatives who are at a time when she's still trying to wrangle more concessions from Brussels? I think, though, what's more significant is what's going to happen towards the end of this month. On February 27th, MPs will get the chance to vote again on her withdrawal agreement. And if it doesn't get over the line, as it didn't just over a week ago, a different cross-party group of MPs is going to try and take control of the Brexit process and rule out no deal, potentially extending Article 50, potentially putting a second referendum on the cards, and they might just be able to do it. I think that is the far more near-term threat to Theresa May's current strategy.